Okay, so I got one more thing to talk about here before we end the show today. I got one more thing to talk about and that is do it for 100 days. So I was thinking about this yesterday, and I know there's been a lot of talk about the New Year's resolutions, and everybody's, at the gym now, everybody's eating good. Everybody's not drinking for the next couple months. Happens every year. And so what I did is I did a podcast and I posted it on the YouTube channel this week. It was called Rethink Your Resolutions. And I would suggest, if you're interested, check it out. It's like 20 minutes long, but it talks about how I took a much different approach to resolutions last year and how much success I had with that. Just my own journey and sharing it with you. And so basically the point of that was that you shouldn't be thinking about things 1 year at a time with your resolutions, with your goals. You shouldn't put a 1 year cap on it. What you can't do fuck all in 1 year, realistically. So I said, think of it more like a Bitcoin cycle. Every 4 years, that's when you can make actual change. If you got your direction, you show up every day, you give yourself a 4-year time frame, you'd be amazed at what you can accomplish. So that's one side of the aisle here. But the other thing, and going back to the 100 days, what I want to talk about today is that although you can't accomplish anything in a year, or especially 100 days, I do think that you can start building good habits. And so I want to talk about a couple different things here. The first one being earning sats. And so in 2024, we actually did a little contest, or not a contest. It was a initiative, I guess, where we had a spreadsheet. People could, for 100 days, we wanted to try to earn 100 sats per day. And again, you take 100 times 100 days, 100 sats. It's not much. It will be in 20 years from now, but today it's not much in terms of what you can buy with that. But that wasn't really the point. The point was to find different ways to earn Bitcoin and to build that into your daily routine, make it a habit. And I think that everybody who went through that, the 100 days, 100 sats for 100 days, is in a much better place right now. Not necessarily from the sats that they got from that, but they learned new resources, new skills. They had a focus on earning sats every day. And I'm sure, I don't know if, I can't say for certain here, but I think the majority of people who went through that are still doing the same thing today. And if you compound that over a year, 5 years, 10 years of earning sats every day, that's how you make put a real dent in the world. And so that's kind of my challenge for you. Start the year, everybody's excited, everybody's feeling hyped. So that's my challenge for you is for 100 days, just create your own spreadsheet and track it every day. The nice thing about the group that we did is that there was some accountability there. You saw other people doing it. You wanted to keep your streak going. And so it might not work as well just individually. And maybe we'll look at doing a community one again sometime in the future within Living the Future. But that's my challenge to you is just every day, start earning sats, whether that's through Fountain, through ZBD, through ShakePay, through Fold, through playing solitaire on NOSTR, Zapstream, whatever it is. But try to earn 100 sats a day for 100 days. And build that into your life. Make it a habit. And the other part I want to talk about that in terms of the 100 sats for 100 days is that I know there's a lot of people out there who have a goal of getting to 1 Bitcoin. And if you look at it today and you say, okay, I want to get to 1 Bitcoin, whatever you have, let's say you have 10, 20 million sats, that's a very high mountain to climb. Because you can do some very simple math in your head and say, okay, well, I need to convert somehow $80,000, or depending on how much you have, but let's say even $75,000. I need to earn that, and I need to convert that into Bitcoin, and that's going to get me to 1 Bitcoin. But I want you to think about things a little bit differently here. And this is what I started doing a couple of years ago, and I think that it's paid off pretty well for me. And I'm not saying I have 1 Bitcoin. I'm not saying I'm close or I'm over or how much I have. And I'm never going to tell anybody how much Bitcoin I have. But this is something I put into practice a couple of years ago. And it has got me a lot further in terms of how much Bitcoin I have, for sure. So if you think about earning $1 million in fiat, and you think about how long that takes and how much of a mountain that is for you to climb. And so if you compare it to sats, and if you have the same thesis and theory as me that one day one sat is going to equal $1, it's much easier to earn sats every day. So I was going to do a little spreadsheet here, but I don't know if we necessarily need to. So what I would say to you is just try to keep earning and buying and getting to 1 million sats. Make that your focus. Try to get to 1 million sats as often as you can. And where I'm going with this is if you make that your goal to try to earn 1 million sats through free Bitcoin from Fountain, from ZBD, from things like that, plus you take how much you make every day. Let's say you make $200 at your job and your expenses are about $150. That's $50 every day that you can put into Bitcoin. So that's like 50,000 sats per day that you can be earning if you're looking at it through this lens. So you got the free rewards, you're converting your value, your time, your energy into Bitcoin through fiat or earning Bitcoin. But you just focus on getting 1 million sats. And then you do that 100 times. It doesn't seem nearly as insurmountable when you look at it that way, because it's not that hard to get 1 million sats. It's very hard to get $1 million, almost impossible. But it's not that hard to get 1 million sats. Again, through earning, consistency, adding value, either in your fiat job or whatever you do, converting that to Bitcoin. It's not that hard to get to 1 million sats. And all you have to do is do that 100 times. And you have 1 Bitcoin. So don't think of this as like an insurmountable task. It's possible. It's very doable. You just have to approach it the right way. And you have to understand the importance of compounding, the importance of consistency, and showing up every day and adding as much value as you possibly can to people's lives and converting that into Bitcoin. So it's doable. Just think about it like that. Try to get to 1 million sats as often as you can and do that 100 times. So day to day, if you look at your day, you could say, okay, well, I'm going to earn 100 sats today on Fountain. I'm going to earn 50 sats on ZBD. I'm going to share some posts on NOSTR. Maybe I make 1,000 sats from that. I'm going to take the money I earn, the excess from my job, convert that into Bitcoin. Maybe that's 20,000, maybe 50,000. But that adds up quicker to 1 million, much faster than fiat. And if you understand the flippening that's happening here, the sats are actually going to be worth more than the dollars. So you just have to change your perspective here, your mindset, and how you approach things every day. So get to 1 million sats and do it 100 times, and you have 1 Bitcoin. It's not a cheat code. It's not magic. It's just how you approach day to day. There you go. We got Adam or Lori or both. Says I still earn at least 100 sats a day. So Adam was one of the people who was in the 100 sats for 100-day challenge. And that's what I'm talking about here. You're not doing it to get to a certain milestone in your sats or your purchasing power. You're doing it to build habits every day. And if you do something for 100 days, whatever that is, I feel like you turn that into a habit. BitBilly, look at that. This was the fattest zap. I gave you a shout out at the start of the show, BitBilly, to start the show today. But again, BitBilly with the highest zap in history yesterday, 60,000 sats. So, I mean, if you're trying to earn 1 million, 60,000 gets you quite a ways in that. So thank you once again, BitBilly. That was fucking awesome. Another frog says, I do earn 1,000 sats per day thanks to ShakePay and BTC Miner. So think about how long it takes to do 1,000 sats a day. How it doesn't take very long to get to 1 million, and you just do that 100 times. So you earn as much as you can for free through incentives like ShakePay, like Fountain, like ZBD, and then you convert all of your excess fiat into Bitcoin and just try to get to 1 million sats and just do that 100 times. but don't try to do it in a year or two. Like, think about this from the long term and build your life, your own personal system and process where you can do that every day. Not that hard, right?